Let me ask you a question. Do you think Vice President Joe Biden watches these commentaries? I mean, he's been home the last few weeks in Wilmington, and one of the stations that airs these commentaries is based in Wilmington, so maybe. I ask the question because I have been saying all summer that Joe Biden is running for president. I've said so definitively many, many times. But then in my commentary last week, I wasn't so sure anymore. And that's because I saw this Joe Biden at a Democratic jamboree in Delaware a couple of weeks ago. He looks like he's aged 10 years. And he lost that youthful exuberance that belied his 72 years. It's perfectly understandable. He's carrying a lot of pain. In May, Beau Biden, the vice president's son, and the Delaware attorney general, who had a bright political future, died of brain cancer. At the funeral, you could see that the toll it took on Joe Biden was debilitating. If he didn't run, who could blame him? And that's exactly what I said in my commentary last week. But the Biden world has completely changed since then. He is running, literally. Joe Biden at a Labor Day parade in Pittsburgh decided to sprint up the street. Now, if you think for a second that this wasn't planned, you are absolutely wrong. You know that some campaign marketing person said, "Hey, Joe, if we can get you to run down the street, every local cable and network newscast will show it, and then the anchor will say..."
Is this a man in the running?
To answer the question, yes. Joe Biden is running for president. I guarantee it. This latest East Coast state hopping from Florida to Georgia to Pennsylvania was just a test run to see if Biden's body and soul could take what will be a rigorous campaign. The smiling trot at the end was just an exclamation point on the trip. But it wasn't just what Biden looked like and what he did that his youthful buoyancy was back. It was the speech. You see, it seems like the Biden pre-campaign wasn't just test driving a candidate, but a new campaign populist message of income inequality.
Why in God's name should a man or woman working a stillman making $50,000 a year pay at a higher rate than someone makes tens of millions of dollars on Wall Street? I mean, I'm serious. By the way, this is not politics. This is real.
That was a campaign message, and that is a campaign speech. There is no doubt in my mind after hearing that Joe Biden is running. The first Democratic presidential debate will be October 13th in Nevada. Believe me, Joe Biden will be on that stage. I know it's late in the game to jump into the race, but as a sitting vice president, Joe Biden has the name recognition. He also has Democratic operatives and donors waiting for someone else to jump in the race, waiting for ABC, anybody but Clinton. Plus, he'd never come out and say it, but President Obama would do everything he could behind the scenes to support a Biden candidacy, to put an affirmation on his own presidency. Also, a Monmouth University poll just came out, and Joe Biden is running second nationally at 22%, and he hasn't even announced yet. So the runway is clear for a Biden candidacy to take off. And maybe most importantly to Joe Biden, Beau Biden reportedly told his father that he wanted him to run for president from his deathbed. That's not only a powerful reason to run, it's also a popular and powerful campaign narrative. One that I believe was planted by the Joe Biden for president pre-campaign about a month ago in the Wall Street Journal. But that's another reason I think he's going to run. I mean, if he wasn't, why plant the story? And since I'm making predictions, here's one more. Not only will Joe Biden run, he will win the nomination. Now, just think for a second, if Donald Trump were to hang on and win the nomination for the Republicans, what a debate that would be. I'm Larry Menti. See you next week.